start today's discourse by chanting this mantra. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kabibiriritam kalmashapaham sravana mangalam srimadatam bhubi gnanti e bhuridajanaha. Tomorrow is a great day, particularly those who are in America, the Americans, because after a long struggle, they got freedom. So that is, in 70, 74, 76, it was going on. And exactly at that time, the same British were occupying India. And they never came straight away to attack India, so that India could resist. But they came under the garb of a business people. They came and slowly, they captured the Indian. After 200 years, then a great philosopher came, Sri Ramakrishna, and his mouthpiece, we can say, Vivekananda. And they gave us once again that strength, and the millions of Indians, they rose against this oppression and got the freedom in 1945, 15th August. So that way, both the nations, the great nations, they got the freedom from the same type of oppressions, and they fought. And let us salute those people who gave those lives for our betterment. So that is a freedom of everything. First, political, economical, social, and then freedom of the speech and religion, everything. The same type of freedom is necessary again for our spiritual life also. And that is exactly what the Bhagwan Sri Ramakrishna will tell us today about how to get that spiritual freedom. It's an individual struggle. When we fight against some people who are oppressing our country and the society, we can club together, we can plan, we can take up the arms and we can fight, and there are many other ways. But when you have to fight with yourself to get the complete freedom of the bondages, and those bondages are known and so fascinating, the desires, that they are the bondages, how to get rid of that. Because we like those desires, we like those things, so we want those. So that is what Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is telling, and today we will study 434 page of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. And here the Keshav, Sri Ramakrishna is reporting, Sri Ramakrishna is telling the other devotees, Keshav conducted a prayer that evening at the bathing ghat on the river. The Keshav Chandra Sen, the famous the speaker, he came with many people, with many boats. In those days they used to travel by boats. They came, and that is they have given the description in 1879, October 29, that was the Wednesday, Keshav came. And they came and they sat and they were all giving the sermon. And after that, I said to them, it is God who manifests Himself in one aspect as the scriptures. When you were reading the scripture, before the scripture reading, we always chant, to invoke that holiness. Why? And we after or before, we touch the book and offer our pranam. Why? Because this is God. The scripture is God. Sorry. How this scripture is God? That God Himself has manifested through these words. Now we all believe that God has created this universe, and He has given particularly the human being a wonderful gift, and that is their buddhi, the discriminative faculty. So obviously this great creation, the human being, that is the last, and from there they can go back to the source, they can know the God. So God comes down to help them through the words, through the scriptures. The scripture is so important, and that's why so holy for the people, spiritual people. The Sri Ramakrishna is telling God who manifests Himself in one aspect. What is that aspect? As the scripture. God is manifesting as the scripture. Therefore, one should worship the sacred books. The moment he said the worship, we think the Hindus are very fond of worshipping. Immediately they will be throwing the Ganga water and the flower, and then afterwards it will be all the letters and the pages that will go, because we can't read. That is not the worship. Worship means with great devotion you must study. We are going on studying so many things. We read the novels, we read the newspapers, we read so many other things. But when you are reading the scripture, one must be very, very attentive. And with great devotion and one-pointed attention, one must study. And that is called worship. And that Sri Ramakrishna is telling, worship the sacred books, such as the Hindu they say Veda, Purana, Tantra. You may remember that we are studying here. I joined this institution, Vedanta Society, in 2013. And from the beginning itself, we have studied the Vedas, all the 4 Vedas. Of course, not every verses. The bird's eye view, we can say. The bird's view, we just went through the Vedas, all the 4 Vedas. Then Sri Ramakrishna is telling the Puranas. So we have studied some of the Upanishads also, you will study further again. And the Puranas, the Bhagavata Purana is the best Purana we are studying now. And Tantras. Those who know that we gave a retreat on Tantra in details, we described about the Tantras. So these scriptures we are studying. Why? Because they are the manifestation of the God. And different type of people, they like different type of ideologies, different type of teachings, different type of the paths. So for them, all these. So those who like the Tantra or the Vaishnava, the Puranas, or Bhagavata is the life of Sri Krishna. So the Vaishnavas. And also the Vedas and Upanishads. So this way, in Hindu Temple Lemont, we have started the remnants of Vedanta. It is all the small books, which in brief and very to the point giving the idea of the Vedanta. So we are studying that, remnants of Vedanta. We are studying now the Vivek Chudamani, the crest wheel of discrimination. So this way it is wonderful, it is happening. Then he said, because the scripture is the manifestation of God. Second, it says, another aspect of his has become the devotee. The one who is interested to know that spiritual thing. So he is studying that. Not all people are studying these books. Only those who are interested, they are coming, and very few numbers, because majority of the people, they are taken away with the flow of the worldly things. So many things are going on, so mind goes to that, and after that they are exhausted and they suffer. Because the desire is not ending with that. Then after having those experiences again and again, they come back. Shankaracharya said, Moha Mudgara. Moha, the delusion, and that should be broken down with a Mudgara. That means the hammer. A hammer is necessary to break all our delusion. And what is that? Because we think that there are joy. So we go, we spin, and then afterwards we come back getting a hammer's blow. So like that again and again we come back, and here we come. That is called the devotees. And the moment we start thinking that we should study the scripture, we should know the God, that very moment God started dwelling within our heart, within our buddhi, and that devotee is a holy. Because God is manifesting within. Some people, they will spit in the name of God. My God. And that way, the expressions, they are hating the God. How can God be there? God is everywhere. But He is manifesting. The moment that we are entering into this particular hall, this room, we come, we fold our hands, we offer our respect to the gods, and then sit quietly, pray, meditate, and go back. But when you go to the market, we don't do that. Do you go and stand before the McDonald's? The McDonald's people will call foolish. There's something wrong is going on. You are supposed to take out your purse or card before the McDonald's, and then no, okay, this is okay. But here you are offering the flowers and you are praying. So God is everywhere. He is in McDonald's. Also the manifestation. Manifestation is here. Similarly, in the heart of the devotees, and devotees, the behavior, and when they speak, when they think, when they act, everything is so wonderful. They are so ready to serve others, help others, and they never uses or criticize anything. They never uses the harsh languages. So that is devotee also is the manifestation of God. So that is the reason one should also be very careful when talking with the devotees. They should not be hard. Some people are at the very sensitive type. They are coming with great faith, and then they should not be hard. The third is, he is telling his devotee, one worship God himself. So this is the third. God manifestation in the devotees, and God manifestation in the scripture. So these three, now he is telling Keshav and his followers, listen to my words with great attention. It was a full moon night, the sky was flooded with the light, we were seated in the open court at the top of the stairs leading to the river. Still that room is there, but you know that we don't have the historical sense, so we don't know. We don't read this type of books and description, and those who are there, they have made half portion as a shop and another portion, so they have forgotten. That should be preserved as it is, and these words should be written over there. Whoever will come to visit that, they should read and they should feel, here in one moonlit night, this thing happened. What is that? Triputi Veda, the teaching of Triputi Veda. We will discuss to that. The Keshav and his followers listened to my words with great attention. It was a full moon night, and then I said, now let us all chant. The Keshav, he has given the discourse in their own way. He was one of the spiritual leader of the Brahma Samaj, and who is thinking, still they are there, members are there, they think that God is not having any form. It is the Brahman, but with aspect. The Vedantin, they think that Brahman without aspect. Aspect means qualities. We cannot say that Brahman is having these other qualities. No, there are no guna. But they say the Brahma Samaj, there is a Samaj means a society, that Brahman is having some qualities. So it is not God in that way, but at the same time it is God, that Brahman with the qualities. This is the only difference. Now they come and they pray and they explain about that, and as usual in the spiritual line, spiritual practices, morality. You love everyone and help and etc. After that, Sri Ramakrishna, very excited, he was telling, now let us all chant Bhagawat, Bhakta, Bhagwan. And they also repeated that, Bhagawat, Bhakta, Bhagwan. Then he said, next I said to them, say, Brahman is verily Shakti, Shakti is verily Brahman. They also said that. And then Sri Ramakrishna, he also said, Brahman, Atma, Bhagavan. That Brahman and Atma and Bhagavan. Brahman, Maya, Jiva, Jagat. All this he was asking them to repeat after him. Then finally he said, Guru, Krishna, Vaishnava. And the moment he said that, the Keshav said, no, not that far. The Brahman is okay, but when you say the Guru, Krishna and Vaishnava, that goes so close to the Hinduism, we should not. Otherwise our group will break. So we like to keep a separate entity. We are Hindus, but we like to keep a separate entity. The Guru, Krishna, Vaishnava, we won't be able to say. Then said to them, at this the Keshav said, we must not go so far, sir. If we do that, then all will take us for orthodox Vaishnavas. I used to tell Keshav now and then, he whom you address as Brahman is none other than she whom I call Shakti. Sri Ramakrishna is considered by many, particularly those who are highly educated and literate, they say Samannaya Devata. In this modern age, he is the God who is unifying everything. Now this very moment, with a simple word, he is unifying a great thing. What is that? Brahman and Shakti. Without the Shakti, without the power, nothing can happen. That's why he was telling that Brahman, then Maya, Jiva and Jagat. This is just like Shudra, just like a small capsule in which the whole philosophy has been presented. Who is the creator? Brahman. How he created? Through Maya, the power. What he created? The Jiva and also the Jagat. Why the Jiva and Jagat? Jiva is having the consciousness. Jagat, inert. So inert thing has also been created by God, and each and everything is nothing but the manifestation of God, but the manifestation of consciousness is so less in that. We think that it is inert. So we call it stone, we call it other things. But the consciousness when manifested, that slowly goes up to the human being, and those who are really good human beings who can think for others and unselfish. So that he said, Brahman, then Maya, then Jiva, and then Jagat. Now he is telling again, the whom you call Brahman, I call Shakti. Then he is explaining the primal energy. It is called Brahman in the Vedas. When it transcends speech and thought and without attributes and actions. Same thing, without attributes and actions, and go beyond in a transcendent condition. There is nothing exists in that condition. I call it Shakti, Adya Shakti. Why? When I find it creating, preserving, destroying the universe. Now we are studying the Bhagavata. If you can remember, those who are attending the Bhagavata class, how the creation came, Vishnu created. They gave a name, Vishnu. How he created, he thought. And when he thought, all creation started creating. And then what he thought that I have to create. And then he created himself as Brahma and the four-headed person. And he is going on thinking. And when you create, you need knowledge. Without the knowledge, you cannot do anything. A person came, he was cleaning this with a clean machine, and he said, I don't know how to open this machine and throw the darts that has accumulated over here. So that much knowledge he is having, other not. Another person came, no, it is easy, you are supposed to do. Knowledge. Now, unless and until you don't have the knowledge, it is very difficult. Then the moment you are having the knowledge, you are more powerful. So one man having the smartphone, he knows how to use it. He is calling the cab, booking the cab, paying the money and taxes, and booking the tickets, traveling without any problem. And a person like me, I don't know how to use that, how to call the cab, and I have the habit of calling the cab on the street, and there is no cab over here, so what will do? Like that it goes. I have to take the help of some other, this and that. So many things goes on. So it is knowledge only. When you don't do that, you don't feel doing anything, you are in a transcendental condition. And that time also you are that. And when you come down and then start working, you are also that. So that is what Sri Ramakrishna is telling, that Brahman and Shakti are same. That same Brahman, the consciousness, the power, which is completely transcendent and inactive, that is called Brahman. Of the same power when active, I call it Shakti, Kali, Ma, Adda Shakti and all these. That's why when they wrote about Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, a beautiful stotra, they said, Parabrahma Parashakti Jagat Rupa Ramakrishna. Parabrahma Parashakti Jagat Rupa Ramakrishna. Then it goes on. It's a big, beautiful stotra. What is that? Parabrahma, inactive. And the same Brahman, active, Parashakti. And when the Parashakti start activity, what happens? Jagat. Jagat Rupa. So how the creation comes? From itself. So this Jagat, then the activity, then the creator, all are same. So when Sri Ramakrishna is telling Bhagavat, Bhakta, Bhagawan. I wrote an article on this, Brahma, Atma, Bhagavan, Bhagavat, Bhakta, Bhagavan. And what is this Bhagavan? This word, it says here, Utpattincha, Vinashamcha, Bhutanam, Agatim, Gatim. Previously also we have discussed this from the Vishnu Purana. The Bhagavad Purana that we are studying now in the Sundays. And there is also another Vishnu Purana about the Lord Vishnu. And what is that Vishnu? Bhagavan. What is the Bhagavan? The definition they say, Utpattim cha vinasha. Utpatti means creation, cha and vinasha, destruction. Then Bhutanam, the created being, agatim, gatim. They know how they are moving. The one who knows how these beings are moving. Agatim, gatim. Then Vetti Vidyam Avidyam cha. In him there is knowledge and also ignorance. In him there is knowledge and also ignorance. Now when some people are ignorant, where from the ignorance came? Because of the Maya. Or notice that Maya, the power of God. So everything is coming from him. Savachya Bhagavaniti. He is known as the Bhagavan. So when you call Bhagavan, the Bhagavan this, Bhagavan that, it don't go. You have to prove that person is having all these qualities. Then only you can call that person as Bhagavan. But now who is bothering about that? Simply if some ordinary person without knowing anything, never have any conception of the scripture, he just say Bhagavan. And sometimes Sri, they will, because they like, there is a nice thing that they like to say. The three, sometimes they will say 5 Sri. Well, all the 5 Sri is boring, so 5 Sri is okay. So why, when you are giving that, why 5? I mean 100. So there is no problem. But the thing is, why this? That you have to understand. And is it really different? Bhagavata itself. And there it says, Badanti tat tattavi tattvam yaj jnanam advayam badanti tattavid. Who has realized that tatta, the truth? Vid means knowledge. One who has got that knowledge. So tattva is the truth. Vid, who has understood the truth. He say, or they say, what they say? Yaj jnanam advayam, that knowledge which is having no differences, only one, knowledge of one, advayam, no dvaya, dvaya means two, advaya, no two, one, brahmeti, paramatmeti, bhagavaniti saptate. These are the words they use. What are the words? Brahmeti, Brahma. Atmeti, Atma, Bhagavaniti, Bhagavan. So that Shabdate. When in English we say God, we mean Bhagavan. But otherwise, even the English dictionary, they have accepted the other 2 words. All the 3 words they have accepted. Brahman, Atman, Bhagavan. All they have accepted now. But usually we translate the Bhagavan as God. And this is, all the 3 are the same. Chaitanya Charitamrita is the life of Sri Chaitanya. There it says, Advaya Jnana Tattva Krishne Swarup. Advaya Jnana Tattva Krishna Swarup. So those who are the believers in Krishna, worshippers of Krishna, they should understand this. So all Hinduism goes and merges into one. What is that? Advaya. There is no two. So what is Krishna? Advaya. But Tattva, that is the truth. There cannot be the figure, that cannot be the name. So Nama, Rupa, Bharjita. But for us, so that we can concentrate, we can understand, we can follow, we take this name. And Chaitanya, the great founder and the mover of the Vaishnava movement, they said, Advaya, na daya, A means negative, daya means two, jnana, knowledge, tattva, that truth is the Krishna. Krishna is Sharupa. He is the embodiment of that tattva. Brahma, Atma, Bhagavan, Tin Taru. That truth, which you know as Krishna, in reality is known as Brahma, Atma and Bhagavan. And this is the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it mentions in this way. And again, the Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Jnana, Yoga, Bhakti, Teen Sadhanar Bashe, Brahma, Atma, Bhagavan, Trividha Prakashe. Now, jnana, those who are following the path of knowledge, yoga, those who are following the path of yoga, and the bhakti, those who are following the path of devotion, and all this sadhana, these austerities, are leading to what? Now, the jnani, they go to Brahman, yogi go to Atman, and the Bhagavan, is for the devotees. And sometimes we mix it up and we confuse all the time, and question they come. Sri Ramakrishna said, after the realization of the Atman, the yogis do not survive ordinary people more than 21 days. More than. That is the maximum. They may die before that also. Why? Because they are not going to God, remember. They are going to Atman. Their goal is to realize the Atman. And when they realize the Atman, they merge in Atman, what happens? Their body consciousness, mind consciousness, I consciousness completely eradicates, completely goes away. And when the I consciousness is not there, who is going to eat? Who is going to drink? Who is going to take care of the body which is necessary? So what will happen to the body? Without the food, it cannot. Why? Annamaya kosha. This body is the only sustaining with the food. When there is no food and drink, it will automatically drop off. So that is the reason. Now, within the 21 days, it may be the last 21 days people can survive, before that also they can die. Why do they die? Now, those who are going to God, will they also die in the same way? No. Because they are not going to the Atman, they are going to the God, which is nothing but the joy. So their love will be, I should have to cook food for my God. I have to pluck the flowers to decorate my God. And I must do this, I must do that. The completely I consciousness is there. And the whole I is dedicated to the God. Obviously they are very much conscious about their own body, their mind and their needs. How they can die? They won't. So when you mix this up, that creates the problem. Those the Brahmagyanis, when they realize the Brahman, what do they realize? The knowledge that I am also the same. You are also the same. All this I see is nothing but the same. So their behavior changes, but they don't die. So we have to understand that when Sri Ramakrishna said within 71 days, immediately you are applying the same process. If he is a Brahmagyani, why, how it is that he is still surviving? What is your problem if he is surviving? The Brahmagyani is surviving because his totally ideas have changed completely. What changes? One gentleman came and told, how I will know that I have realized God? Then the mother told, do you think after realization you will have 2 horns on your head? Ma Saradamani Devi. Very clearly she said, you are not going to have anything different. Same person, same way, only attitude will change. Because Drishti Bhangi, the way we see things now, that will completely change. Whoever comes, in whatever forms, we always think, oh, they are my God. I must go and appreciate. I must go and serve them. The God has come in the form of the poor. I must go and give the food. God has come in the form of the illiterate. I must go and provide the education. God needs this, God needs that. I am going and serving. They are going and serving not the poor person, not the illiterate person, but the living gods. That is exactly what Swami Vivekananda said. So when they think in that way, and if they are active, after the Brahmagyana what happens? Sometimes as Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna thought, now my purpose is already done. And he is giving an example that you need to prepare one statue, and for the preparation he made some arrangement to make that statue. When that statue is already done, it is there, you don't need all those things, you can throw it. Or maybe you can keep it for some other people who are interested to make the statue. So you can give it to them too. So that way if it is, So we have to understand. Now the question is, why Sri Ramakrishna was telling Bhagavat, Bhakta, Bhagawan? So let us discuss about that. Who is the Bhagavat? Bhagavat, what is that Bhagavat? Bhagavat means a scripture. Not only the Bhagavat that we are studying, the Bhagavat that we study, the name has been given to the life of Sri Krishna is the Bhagavat, and there are so many stories that we are studying, and in the next Sunday we will discuss about what one should do before death. The Parishit is asking this question, and the Shukadeva is narrating that, telling him, before death, when the death is approaching and I am sure that I am going to die. Nowadays the people, particularly those who are having the cancer, those things, the doctors can say 3 months, 6 months, and and instead of, oh my God, what will happen? Simply at 6 months, very good, long time. Prepare yourself, stop all other things. So that exactly what the Shukadeva will teach. How a monk should die, that is also the process of dying. I am not going to give this name because I will be arrested. So they will say you are inspiring people to die. No. It is the Shukadeva is telling that how one should do before death. We will study that. And that way slowly they will go to the life of the Sri Krishna. Particularly the 10th Kando, the 10th book of the Bhagavata, that only tell about the Krishna. What is Bhagavat means? Knowledge. Bhagavata is the scripture. And what is that scripture? Just we read, Sri Ramakrishna is telling, manifestation of the God. The God is giving those knowledge to whom? Bhakta. Bhakta is a student. Bhakta is a devotee. Bhakta is a person who is interested to know whom? Bhagavan. Now, other people, those who like to know about the other sciences, they are not supposed to come and know about this. But Bhagavat, then Bhakta, then Bhagavan. The Bhakta, who is Bhakta? Because his mind has been chastised, clean, purified by the thought of God. With the thought of God, constant practicing of the repetition of the name of God. And that's why the Diksha, they go on repeating the name of God, mind becomes, whether you believe it or not, whether you understand it or not, repetition of the name of the God will purify your mind for sure. It's not my words. It's the great Sri Ramakrishna, he is telling, taking the name of God and worshipping God as same. But if you can concentrate on that name, particular the name that is your Guru is giving, and can visualize that particular form, then it becomes very easy. Or otherwise just mechanical repetition also will help. This is Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is telling that whether you are eating a candy and you are eating the candy in the straight way, or maybe you are leaking, or you are starting from the backside or from the top, whatever way you eat, candy is sweet. You will feel that, the sweetness. The Lord's name is also like that. It's very powerful. But only one thing is necessary. What is that? Faith. Now the Bhagavat, that knowledge, Bhakta, the one who wants to know the Bhagavan, now they are in 3 in 1. That's called Triputi Veda. I wanted to know whether anyone has given any what's called explanation on the Triputi in the Google. The Google, how someone should write and then the Google picks it up and puts it over there. And I found that they have mentioned Triputi Veda, then they crossed it. No entry. There is no, people have not discussed about this. But Triputi Veda, the Veda means piercing. What the 3? What are the 3? Bhagavat, Bhakta, Bhagavan. And when they become Veda means Aveda. When the Bhagavata, that knowledge, Bhagavan, the object of knowledge, and the Bhakta, the knower, want to know, become one. That's called Triputi Veda. Tri means three. Puti means the objects. Veda, it becomes united. It becomes one. And to give those who are the followers of the Shiva, immediately they utilize this knowledge and say there were three demons and no one, they were so terrible, people could not control them. Ultimately all the gods went to the great god Shiva, and Shiva came and with his trident he pierced in such a way, because they were in such a way, three brothers, the demons, and they used to float all the time and changing their position. It was so difficult to kill them. It only Shiva could do. And then he threw the trident, and exactly that very moment, all the three brothers came in one line, and all three were killed. So Tripurari, the name of the Shiva is Tripurari, after killing the three demons. Now this type of stories we are so fond of, and we know, and over that the books will be there, and the movies will be there, but what is the philosophy behind this? This philosophy. There is no demons and nothing like that. It is only to create the interest for the ordinary people to know about that. And that Shiva, the yogi, and he is throwing this, what? A completely piercing these three, Bhagavat, Bhakta and Bhagavan. So these three, they are becoming one. And Sri Ramakrishna again explaining that the Shakti and the Shiva are also one. And then he says, go forward to the other. Other was a deputy. Can you imagine? At that time when the Britishers were ruling, an Indian person has become a deputy magistrate who is controlling a whole district, looking after the administration of the district. That is a great position. So other was very simple. Though he was having a big post, usually the moment the people, they go into that post and they are surrounded by many other people, they also start thinking we are somebody. They cannot behave normally. And others are not allowing him also to behave normally. Other was not like that. So Other used to come to Sri Ramakrishna, and he used to take up all his office dress, and in the bare body he will lie down and sleep. Other devotees used to come and tell, whispering, what is this man? He has come to a holy person and he should be alert to listen to the holy person. Instead, he is sleeping. Sri Ramakrishna used to say, no, let him sleep. He can't take rest. So that is the reason working with the Britishers were very difficult. So obviously, we don't know how they used to handle that Other, and how Other had to adjust with them, the bosses. They were all British bosses. They're so difficult. When the boss has given the kick, you cannot say, oh, I am paining. You have to ask the boss, I think you are not hurt, right? It's okay. So that was, it's not, I don't know, but they say in the stories like that, it was terrible. And when they used to come and he used to get sleep, Sri Ramakrishna used to look at him just like a baby sleeping very peacefully. That Other was a great devotee of Sri Ramakrishna, and by devotion to Sri Ramakrishna, I have come to God, I need not to do anything. I can sleep well. Just devotion, that much faith. Is to come and sleep. What Sri Ramakrishna is telling, he is addressing, you are a scholar, the Other. He is telling the Other, you are a scholar and a deputy magistrate. But with all that, you are very devoted, simple. So that is why he is telling, go forward. You had come a great, traveling a long way, you have come over here. Go forward, go forward. Beyond the forest of the sandalwood, there are other gems. The wood carter was chopping the wood in the forest. The brahmachari said to him, go forward. This is a story Ramakrishna told, he just referred over here. Go forward. Charai beti, charai beti, charai beti. When we have started practicing the spirituality, and we start getting so many things, people start coming to you, then many of the people, they would not have looked at you or noticed about you. The moment you have started coming to a holy place, doing some voluntary job, sitting for meditation, taking the name of God, reading books, other people will come and talk to you, they will exchange the telephone number, and they will also come and tell many things to you, thinking that you are a holy man living in this temple. And slowly, slowly that person, you start thinking, I am the person over here, so I should say this and that. And that is the great difficulty. In the beginning, they attract people. Why? They have practiced the name of God. And what the result? Venam. When they were churning the ocean, the venom started coming. What is that venom? Ego. Terrible ego. And then you have to go away from God. You got the opportunity, but you missed it. As they call in English, missed the bus. It was there, but you were late to come. So similarly, Sri Ramakrishna again and again in different places, he is giving this assurance. God can save you. Only thing you have to be a devotee. What is the devotee? Love and faith. One who is having the complete faith in the God, God is there. I don't understand. Whatever may be, but I love God. And second is love for God. So faith, love equal to devotee. So here he says, and we will conclude, but one need not have to fear if one takes refuge in God. God protects His devotees. God protects His devotees. So many times we get frustrated. Most of the time the people will ask question, those who are good people, they suffer. Those who are bad people, they are enjoying this life. Why? We are taking the name of God and we are suffering. And those who are not caring for God, they are enjoying. Are they truly enjoying? You do not know what is going to happen afterwards. At this moment you see that they are doing this. But what is waiting after that, you do not know. There's a group of ants, they were climbing an elephant. And one ant was very smart. It was constantly overtaking the others and going in the fast, and the top ant. Others were thinking, oh, so fast and so good, and God is helping him, etc., etc. Then the others told, wait and see. Then very matured ones, and wait and see. Don't be so hurry. He left the whole herd on that line of the ants and went on the top. Exactly that moment, with the big trunk, the elephant sucked that. He was that time sucking, and the poor ant entered into and died. So when you see that he is having the great fun in this life, we do not know what is going to happen next. So wait for God, depend on God. Whatever happens, I am at your feet. I do not know anything. So that is called the devotee. Tremendous faith in the existence of God and complete love. Then Sri Ramakrishna is giving the assurance. But one need not have any fear if one takes refuge in God. You have to take the refuge in God. God protects His devotees. Then one gentleman, Hari, he is asking, well, why does it take many people such a long time to realize Him? Hari is as if we should go and get that God immediately. So he is asking, why does it take so much time for one to realize Him? Sri Ramakrishna's answer is, truth is that a man doesn't feel restless for God. The truth is that a man doesn't feel restless for God unless he is finished with his enjoyments and duties. He cannot realize God. As long as we are feeling the duties we have to perform, so what we should do? Completely dedicate ourselves at the feet of God, and whatever the duties we are having, responsibilities, I do not know when I am going to complete all this. If you want me to do, I will do. Or otherwise, I don't like to do. What I am going to do? Completely giving my mind to God and taking His name, meditating. It may take some time, but the revelation of that wonderful, the light of God within the heart, then you will feel all other things are useless. Some people are criticizing, some people are appreciating, sometimes you are successful, sometimes you are not successful. It won't bother at all. That tranquility will come. You know who are you. So that is the wonderful way. So let us chant this name. The God who is not having anything, any connection, but still He comes. He takes the human form and He is before us. And that's why the Jesus said, I am the path, I am the way. Why? Without the incarnation, we cannot proceed towards God. If we translate that or mean that Jesus is the only way, that is the wrong. The Krishna is also telling, come to me, I will take care of you. Sarva dharman parityajya. And Sri Ramakrishna is also telling, you need not to do much. Only remember me, that will do. Who is this me? Jesus? Sri Ramakrishna? Krishna? This me, the truth, the God, which is nothing but love and unselfishness. So, that Niranjana, who is not having any anjana, any defect in it, perfect, Ananta Rupa in different forms, He is taking the human form for us. Bhaktanukampa. Then that Ishvara, that great Lord, who has taken the form of Sri Ramakrishna, this time I take refuge in Him. Niranjanam Nityam Anantarupam Bhaktanukampa Dhrita Vigraham Vai Ishavataram Parameshamidyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namamaha. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu